Welcome back into the Mesquite Arena, where the Outlaws will play host tonight to the visiting Harrisburg Heat. After a difficult start to the season for both teams, they will be desperate for a first win to start off the year on a positive note. Head coach Ed Busquets took some positives from an extremely difficult double down in Chihuahua over the course of the last week, but he's without some of his heavy hitters tonight away at the Kings League World Cup representing Team USA. He'll instead turn to the likes of David Stankovic, who's a budding star here in his rookie season, coming into the night with 4 goals and an assist in his first 3 matches, as well as a couple of new faces in Heritage Davis and Kyle Bennett, who are looking to make an impact in their debut tonight. On the other side, head coach Pat Healy has experience in his ranks with the likes of Joey Tavernese and Dominic Francis, as well as one of the most impressive rookies in the league this season in Jake Dingler. But despite some tight contests with Utica, Baltimore, and Dallas so far this season, they come into the night with a solitary point from 6 games to open the year. My name is Ryan Figure. Thank you so much for joining us here on MASL TV, as both sides looking for their first win of the 24-25 season. Starting group first for the Harrisburg Heat, Kiko Silva in goal, Adriano Dos Santos and Jake Dingler in the back line, Malcolm Harris with Mike Da Silva in the middle, and up top the captain Dominic Francis, native of Huddersfield, England. On the other side, starting for head coach Ed Busquets, it's Jesus Jesse Rivera in goal, the Irving, Texas native, in his second season with the Outlaws. Back line of Cyril Arus, the Panamanian, alongside Steven Chavez from El Paso, Texas. And the aforementioned David Stankovic will lead the line, 4 goals and 1 assist so far in midfield. Just behind him, Gabe Arredondo and Joanne Laidley, the Kingston, Jamaica native. That is your starting 6 for the Outlaws, as we're just about set to get underway here from Mesquite, Texas. Outlaws coming off of a double down in Chihuahua after they dropped their opener here against the Empire Strikers. Time to start picking up points from Ed Busquets' point of view. Looks to set things straight starting tonight. It'll be Harris for Harrisburg to get things underway, the number 77, another one of the team captains in his 5th season, all with Harrisburg in the MASL. As Harris drops it back to Dingler, and the action begins here from Mesquite Arena. Immediately dumped in for Rivera. He's got to mind the line there. He picks that one up. Immediately going towards the number 80, the talisman so far this season in Stankovic. Home side wearing all white. Try and hold this one up. Chavez wants to shield it back to Rivera, and he just about is able to do so. First set of changes for either side here. We'll look at the second line for Coach Busquets. Here's Romalo to Garcia, 2 of the more experienced players on the game day roster for the Outlaws today. This one goes down the boards, but just out of play. That was Sayas Robles out of Tyler, Texas, his 3rd season in the MASL, and the number 5 tonight. To retrieve the game ball, be a restart for Harrisburg. Shinfield standing over it, maybe taking a little bit too long there, but just about gets it in play. Finds Favilla. Now ahead towards Yuri. Yuri hails from Vermont after a season on the West Coast with Empire. One of 3 former strikers amongst the Heat ranks today. Yuri, nice touch back, looking for a teammate. Favilla has it broken up, and here goes Romalo the other way. Fired across for Munich. Cameroonian at the yellow line. Goes the cross towards O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer off the boards, looking for something out in front. Headed clear by Harrisburg. Retrieved, though, by Romalo. Down into the left corner. Gets the shot away. That one looked like it might have tipped the post up in the upper corner. No foul there for O'Dwyer. And Hugo Silva sends it clear. Arus was well positioned and the Outlaws pick up the second ball. Famune again on the yellow line. Here's some possession in the attacking area. It was rare against the strikers. They were doing a lot of defending and countering. Now a chance to dictate the play. Here's Mitchell Garcia. Into the corner for Famune. Garcia's going to line up a shot. That one straight out of play. No touch. It'll be Harrisburg ball after both teams make their set of changes. Out onto the floor for the first time for the Outlaws, Damian Rosales, a Mesquite, Texas native. Making his MASL debut after 4 years at SMU. Wearing the number 17 alongside Kyle Bennett, also a debutant today. Bennett, who made his name in the Open Cup last season, a crucial goal for amateur side 4-0 SC, who was able to knock out Austin FC too. There's a hold up here, I believe, for a new game ball. Conversation there between Hugo Silva and the official. Bennett able to score a header in that game in the dying seconds of extra time, and 4-0 went on to win in penalties, knocking off the reserve side of Austin FC. See if he can make his impact in the arena. He's being made to wait before he can get involved in the action here as we hold up play. Ed Buscarich in the khaki jacket, standing up above his players on the bench in conversation with the official. And we will step aside for just a moment as they're going to have to work to get the clock sorted out here. I believe that is the issue. So we will step aside for just a moment as we get that clock correction, and we'll be back in action in just a moment. Clock is ticking. We're back underway here in Mesquite. 12:45 to go in the first. Garcia collision there with Wright down into the corner. Breaks for Di Matteo. Di Matteo rolls this one across. Panton with the shot. That one's blocked out of play. We'll stay with Harrisburg. We got to make this change quickly here. The ball is set. Full lineup change. Dingler, the danger man, waiting at the back post. Hard to miss. Thinking at over 6'3". This one rolled to the edge of the arc. Back heel in towards Dingler. Dingler takes the left-footed shot, saved by Rivera. Down low. Second ball picked up by Francis. Malcolm Harris has his shot blocked. Outlaws want to counter, but it stays here in the zone with Harrisburg. To Francis, 9th MASL season, all of them with the Heat. Goes into the corner for De Silva, who holds it up well. And we'll just keep possession here. He's been involved in the goals, even as a defender. 6 goals and 4 assists in his opening 6 games in the league. Here's Harris on the chase, tries to use the boards. This one breaks for Jesse Rivera, though, under no pressure. Rivera calling for her teammates to come pick this one up. It's Chavez who does. Chavez wearing the armband tonight. No David Ortiz, no Eric Macias, no Steven Gonzalez or Vicmore Oligwe. Those 4 away with Team USA at the Kings League World Cup. Here's Jesse Rivera off the board. Stankovic doesn't read it right, though. Jesse Rivera Well-placed pass, but nothing comes of it. Arredondo defending in the middle third. Romalo to Chavez, tries the chest pass towards Arredondo, who's now defending up against Yuri. Yuri does well to keep his feet there. Dribble away with the ball. No way, Favila has that pass cut out by Romalo. He's going to chase him back into his own half here. Zach Perry picks it up. A couple more changes for the Heat. Here goes Panton on the dribble, darting across right to left, gets the left-footed shot off the boards, out in front. Nearly breaks again for Panton, but his opposite, number 7, Romalo, puts a foot through it to clear. Anthony Wright, and into the corner, no one home. Jesse Rivera picks it up again. Both teams with a decent spell of attacking play here. We've got 10 minutes to go in the first frame. Both teams coming into this one in search of their first win of the season. Harrisburg having played 6 matches. Texas with that late start, only 3, but they'll play 3 this week, all here in Mesquite. Dallas coming into town on Thursday. Milwaukee on the weekend. Here's Francis. Jesse Rivera forced into an intervention there with Josh Mateo in the area. Goes back, wrong foots. Rivera. Heat won a second touch against the goalkeeper, but they've got it here in the attacking third. Francis unable to make that momentary numbers advantage count. He's just going to dribble out and maintain possession. Harris to Dingler, quick touch. Down the boards. Battle for it there with Di Matteo. Heat maintain possession. Malcolm Harris asking for more movement from the front line as Mike Da Silva gives that one away. Robles back to Rivera, down the boards for Garcia, space for O'Dwyer. He's been the one to orchestrate the attacks early in this game for Texas after 3 points in his debut with the Outlaws against the Strikers on opening day. Didn't make the trip down to Mexico for the double with Chihuahua, so this is just his second game of the season. Goes for a handball, not given. Dingler has a chance to start the counter the other way. 3v2 for the Heat. Da Silva to his left. He does opt for the number 88. Back to Dingler. Dummy across for Yuri. Follow-up shot blocked. Second effort here for Dingler. Through the crowd, but blocked away by the Outlaws. Jake Dingler, Baltimore, Maryland native. He's got plenty of experience in USL. Loudon and Tormenta. He's got really good feet, especially for his size. Useful in the indoor game. You think of Stefan Mijatovic, who's really risen in the ranks of the small-sided game over the past year. They also share a blonde mohawk to go with it. Garcia, nice weight on that clearance. Here's the first chance maybe for Bennett in the attack. He's got a man on his back, holds it up well. Roll to his right, looking for Rosales off the boards. Two players both making their debut. Combined here, it's out in front for Bennett, but he couldn't get the shot away. And now the counter for the Heat. Panton with Rosales on the retreat. And Damian Rosales does really well to get back in time there. Rosales going to go long. Here's Bennett on the break. Hugo Silva out off his line, has to deal with it. The goalkeeper holding it up with Bennett on his back. Bennett going to ground. Still the only Outlaws player forward. And now some support coming finally from Heritage Davis. This third line with a couple of opportunities here on this shift. Davis just about maintains possession. Chavez moving right to left, leaves it for Robles. It's a switch. Stankovic back on the floor. Robles, nice pass to Garcia up the left side. Switching play for Davis here. Down into the corner. Sliding challenge coming in. But it bounces out in front, and there's the opening goal. David Stankovic once again continues his hot start to his MASL career. And it's just about right place, right time for the number 80 there. Good work from Heritage Davis in his debut. Kept it alive, got it out in front. And that is goal number 5 for David Stankovic in 4 games, with plenty of time still remaining in this one. We'll step aside for the first media timeout as the Outlaws have taken the lead 1-0 here over the Harrisburg Heat. Welcome you back in here to first quarter action. The Outlaws taking the lead. We're about to restart play. I want to let you know that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Check that out. News on the league website. A couple of postponements and cancellations due to travel conditions this week. 3 games tonight across the MASL. This one the first of 3. Tacoma at Empire and Chihuahua at San Diego later tonight. It's a nice slate of 3 for fans of the indoor game. Catch all of those here on YouTube on MASL TV as well. Dwayne Laidley up the left side for the Outlaws, fires it off the board. Stankovic looking forward in the middle, where he's just found the opening goal moments ago. This time though commits the foul. Ahead for De Silva. To Arbelias, now Yuri. Yuri dropping the shoulder pass for Malo, but help from Famune there. Wins possession back for the Outlaws. Arredondo, 2 assists in the last game against the Savage. Battling for it there as Aros comes in on the change. Aros with a reaching tackle, wins back possession. Now Dwyer drives the other way. 3 against 2 for Texas. Options right and left. He rolls it over to Romalo. Left-footed shot is saved by Silva. Big opportunity there for the number 7 for the Outlaws in his 3rd season with the team. Got 1 goal and 1 assist coming into tonight. Couldn't add to it there. Garcia launches it long. Good one for Harrisburg. They work the way up the boards. Garcia trips up his man, and he was the last man back, so he'll head to the penalty box. Blue card goes against Texas. That's a blue card brought to you by Activate Canopy. One that Garcia had to take, didn't want to take. See if it's a shootout to restart play or not. Looks like it'll be just a free kick. No, they're going to push the Outlaws players out of the way, so it will be a shootout for Dom Francis. 133 career goals in the MASL, looking for 134 here. Last man foul by Mitchell Garcia sets up the opportunity. And the captain for Harrisburg looking for the equalizer. Nobody else out there on the floor. It's just the clock against him. And Jesse Rivera. Slaps the right post, ready to make his charge. The Huddersfield, England native awaits the referee's whistle, and here he goes. Sizes up Rivera, who makes the save and preserves the lead for the Outlaws. Rivera waving his teammates back onto the floor. There'll only be 4 of them for the next 2 minutes. Dingler going to start the power play for the Heat. Garcia in the box for the last man foul. Dingler rolls it to the left for Harris. Back to Jake Dingler. Francis, who was denied on the shootout, gives it away here for Rosales, who makes a dart up the boards. Now just trying to keep possession for his team. That's good work from Damian Rosales. Rivera needs to avoid the 3 lines, just chips that one ahead. And Dingler goes down the boards now. Lately, right place, right time. He wins it back, and now he's looking to start the counter himself. 3 against 1. Lately carries it all the way down towards Hugo Silva's goal. Appeals for a foul not given. Don't believe the timer for the blue card on your screen is correct. It should be closer to a minute remaining. And the penalty kill as this one's fired in and just about goes home for the Heat. There's the equalizer. At the back post, Joey Tavernese, his 10th goal of the young season. And the experienced forward was where he needed to be to convert the power play opportunity. So Jesse Rivera makes the save on the shootout, but the subsequent blue card turns into a goal for the Heat. And now that is 4 out of 5 goals against the penalty kill for Texas in the young season. Small sample size, but that is the league worst so far. Just the 20% penalty kill. They're 1 for 4 on the penalty themselves on the power play this year. They'll look to improve that with any opportunity they get tonight. Now looking for a chance to restore the lead. Robles back to Chavez. Garcia out of the box after his blue card. Robles up against 2 defenders, able to work it back towards Chavez. Drop of the shoulder each way, and he's able to face up now with Robles for support. Garcia got it caught under his feet, does have to use Rivera, who again got caught under his feet in the open net, and that was all too easy for Harrisburg as Favela, scoring back in his home state, the El Paso native, puts Harrisburg on top 2-1. Just one error leading to another there as Garcia got it caught under his feet. Found Rivera, who probably had enough time to clear it, and he was ahead of the yellow line to do so, but he whiffed on his clearance. And the empty net was converted by Noé Favela. Another former Empire Strikers player, now with the Heat. Now we'll see what the Outlaws can do, looking to respond to 2 straight from the visitors. Panton lifts that one past Romello. Shinfield leaves it for Anthony Wright. De Silva up against Arredondo. 3 Outlaws players working together to win back possession in the corner. It stays with the visitors. Dominic Francis lifts it into De Silva. Can't find Dingler. There's a numbers advantage here if the Outlaws can get out and break. Romello checks back for O'Dwyer. Gets it back to Garcia. This one lifted forward. Famune trying to hold it up, does well. Now finds Laidley. Cross for Garcia. Experience lineup out there on the floor for Coach Busquets, all things considering with the pieces that are missing tonight. O'Dwyer down the boards. Robles will give chase. Good shielding that time from Malcolm Harris. Eventually arrives for Hugo Silva. Just about a minute to go here in the first. Harrisburg have turned around deficit to lead here 2-1. Yuri down into the corner. The referee trying to avoid getting in the way. Battle there with Garcia and Tavernese. It's really a scrum up against the boards. Eventually breaks for Laidley. Can't connect with Robles there. Final 30 seconds of the quarter. Harris into the attacking half, looking for one last shot opportunity. Perry down the boards, and we'll see which way this one goes as the players got their feet tangled up. Didn't see an indication either way. Looks like it will be a Harrisburg free kick. With 19 seconds to go, this is a real opportunity. We'll get some of their heavy hitters up off the bench. Dingler, 2 men in the wall, fires it low. Bounces off the top of the boards and out of play. Only a couple of seconds elapsing there. We'll get another chance from a few yards further back. Same idea, Dingler fires it in. Malcolm Harris can't do much with it. Laidley has to be careful here. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Clearance from the Outlaws, maybe a chance in the final moments of this one. They have to shoot. And the whistle sounds as Bennett was demanding it on his approach. Arredondo couldn't find him in time. And we'll head into the quarter interval. Harrisburg in front 2-1 here on the road. After the Outlaws' early lead, we'll be right back with second quarter action on MASL TV. Second quarter just about set to get underway. Harrisburg Heat in front 2-1 here in Mesquite, Texas. I'm going to let you know that Green Drop offers a better alternative to the outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. You can learn more or try it yourself by visiting greendropcompression.com. Stankovic back out to start the second quarter. He got the lone goal for Texas in the first. Aros going long, and that one hits a hand. And we'll restart just 4 seconds into the quarter with Aros to Arredondo. Chavez towards Heritage Davis, who's got an assist here in his MASL debut. Stankovic battling with Dingler on the boards. Nice turn there. from the Harrisburg man. Back to Hugo Silva, the Brazilian goalkeeper. A lot of pressure on the ball here from the Outlaws. They turn over possession. Arredondo with a man on his back. Di Matteo goes down holding his face. And while he's down, his teammates look to break. Francis leads the counter. Arredondo gets a foot on the ball. And another foot as Francis goes down. Referee says play on, but Arredondo stays on the ground. And honestly, the official took far too long to blow the whistle there, and that's why you can't play with the ball on the ground. Not that Francis was trying to, he just couldn't get up in time. Ended up on the receiving end of a kick, and he can thank the referee for that. It'll be the Outlaws to restart with the ball. I guess Francis was called for staying on top of the ball. That's pretty harsh, if you ask me. But in any case, play restarts with a long ball towards Bennett. Straight out of play, off the clearance from Zach Perry. Garcia ahead to O'Dwyer, back heel off the boards. Romalo and Bennett up the left side here. Fight forward in the corner. Bennett can't find a teammate. And now going the other way, it's going to be Jesse Rivera. Wants it to arrive in his box, it won't, but he uses the left foot well. Clearance flicked skyward. Breaks for Romalo here on the halfway line, finds Garcia. Bennett ahead of him. He'll check back and allow his team to grab a change. Here's Bennett holding it up. Back to Aros. O'Dwyer. Out to Robles, gets to it before it hits the boards. Didn't want to risk where it might bounce off the barrier. Jesse Rivera getting forward. Bennett with the flick, looking for a teammate. Cleared away by the Heat, but possession stays with Texas. Robles ahead to Bennett. Bennett off the boards. Back to Laidley, 32-year-old Jamaican. 6th season in the MASL. He's one of quite a few players on either side that played with the Florida Tropics. Here's Rosales up the right side. Stankovic waits in the middle. If it was spilled by Silva, he was there, but Silva, strong hands that time. Rolled ahead to De Silva, battling with Aros. Launched forward, Aros wins the header. De Silva hadn't gotten turned around. And the foul drawn that time by Harry Davis. Garcia gets it back rolling here. Chavez to Robles. Rivera. Goalkeeper goes long looking for Stankovic. Got his body in the right spot. Silva had to use his head. It's out in front again, this time for Stankovic. His shot just wide. Right in the area where he's found 5 goals already in his MASL career. Chavez, pass one, gets the shot away. Oh, that's a beauty! Steven Chavez levels this one at 2. As pure a strike as you'll see this week. That one might be up for goal of the week. Chavez wearing the captain's armband tonight with a captain's contribution, getting his team back even here. Had the perfect view of that one, and it was a missile off the post and in. Nothing for Silva to do about it. See if they can turn that into some momentum and grab a lead. That one out of play, last touch off the Heat. As Maxwell Deverenis is in for his first action of the evening. 4th appearance in his rookie season. Graduate of Adams State University, a D2 program in Colorado. Rivera put in a bad spot there off the free kick, and now numbers up for the Heat, looking to immediately respond. Header won by Deverinis, although he didn't know much about it. And Laidley gets back in time. Another unforced error, this time not punished. But the Outlaws have to be cleaner, especially in their own zone. Foul this time goes against Laidley, attacking set piece. And a chance for Joey Tavernese, who looks like he may not be playing a full complement of minutes, but he's in there for these opportunities. Already has the power play goal today. Dominic Francis stands over it, sets it up, and the pile driving effort from Jake Dingler over the bar and out of play. And that one will send the ball kids scrambling to retrieve it, as that one stayed hit. So a chance for both sides to make changes and catch their breath, as it's now back with Jesse Rivera. All even at 2. Seen both goalkeepers get a little more adventurous here in the second quarter. As Rivera's put under pressure. Finds Garcia, heavy touch from Garcia. Cleaned up by Robles. Up in the air, taken down by Ramallo. 3v1. They go quickly here. Ramallo lines up the shot, and the lead is restored by their number 7. Outlaws back in front. Good work there from Ramallo. Picks up his second goal of the season. Had a couple options left to right, called his own number. And the momentum has definitely swung back to the home side. Wright gets us back underway. 3-2 Texas, your score now. Deverinis defending against the Kansas City, Missouri native, who fires this one off the boards. Out in front, Jesse Rivera with a great reaction save, but the follow-up turned in. Joey Tavernese, another goal for him, 2 already tonight. And this game continues to swing back and forth, now 3-3. That one comes straight from the kickoff. After Ramallo got the building fired up with the go-ahead goal. Rivera down the boards. Laidley can't hold it up. Slip on the ball there from Zach Perry, and Bennett's on his case, wins it back for the Outlaws. Chipped ahead for Bennett. Holds it up, finds Laidley down the boards. Some help from Chavez now into the left corner. 2 defenders on his back. He turns past them, and he draws the foul. So this will be an attacking set piece for Texas. Good work from Steven Chavez, who has the most recent goal for the Outlaws. And a first chance for O'Dwyer to pull the strings from a set piece. He's really effective in these moments against Empire. O'Dwyer sets it back for a Rose. Shot blocked there by Perry. Chipped into the chest of Chavez. He takes it down, fires it across the field for Aros, who will go for a change. O'Dwyer does as well. Chavez for Bennett, back to Garcia. Possession here. Some composed moments on the ball for Texas will go a long way in what has been a frantic second quarter. Chavez holding off Harris. Chipped up for him to Ramallo, who maybe wanted the foul, not given. Silva's going to roll this one. Into trouble almost for Adriano dos Santos. They work it well. Long ball off the boards. And a big save from Jesse Rivera. As Noe Favila has already got 1 goal tonight. Nearly had a chance at a second. Here comes the pressure again from the Heat. Clearance Breaks for Dingler from the yellow line, looking for a teammate, opting to shoot there. And dribbling clear is Romalo. Some personal momentum after that goal moments ago. No whistle. Thought he surely would have won a free kick there on the halfway line. Well, possession restored anyway by Robles. Robles just misses the defender, but just misses Stankovic as well. Dingler dribbles into a double team here. Stankovic now on the left foot, tries to cut back. And Dingler gets there in time to break up an opportunity for the Texas number 80. Down in towards Davies. Davies with the right-footed shot off the boards. Just out of the reach of Stankovic once again. Here's O'Dwyer. Right on his back. O'Dwyer gets a foot to it and pokes it home. Oh, how nifty was that? The crafty veteran Billy O'Dwyer sneaks past one defender and pokes that one home to restore the lead. And if you like goals, and I'm sure you do, this is the game for you. 4-3 Texas. As O'Dwyer just robbed right of possession, and before Hugo Silva gets set, it's just a toe poke finish into the corner. And so Texas will take a lead into this quick break, 4-3. Be right back with you here on MASL TV. You can catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golasso Network. Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Both of these sides hoping they'll be discussing a maiden win of the 24-25 season. As it stands, it's the Outlaws in front. O'Dwyer with the tally just before the break to make it 4-3. And what has been a back-and-forth first half. Both teams taking advantage of some difficult defending moments on the opposite side and also showing some attacking prowess as well on the other end. A fun game for the neutral viewer. And if that's you tuning in on MASL TV, we thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us. First of 3 games across the league. Some West Coast bouts later tonight as this one's fired out in front. Bennett looking for his first MASL goal. Couldn't keep that one in the field of play. It'll restart for Harrisburg. Seven minutes to go here in the first half as Silva launches it. Oh, and that's well done. And the equalizing goal for De Silva out in front. Front to back as Favilla picks up the assist. And a lightning quick counterattack there for the Heat. Makes this one 4-4, and the goals continue to flow. Mike De Silva picking up his 3rd goal to go with 7 assists this season. In his 5th MASL season, all with a different team. This his first full season with the Heat. Rosales off the head, finds Bennett. Squares up Dos Santos. Blows past him, gets the left-footed shot away, well saved. And nodded back to Hugo Silva. Good work there from Bennett to create the separation to get the shot away, but now at the other end, it's Anthony Wright. Wright dispossessed by Davies. Robles now past the yellow line. Jesse Rivera down the middle of the field. Nobody there to receive. It's just comfortable for Silva to pick up. Rosales puts the pressure on, high up the floor. Davies likewise on Zach Perry. Bennett looking to trap the goalkeeper, and he goes down the boards where Rosales receives for Texas, but he's immediately dispossessed by Perry. Yuri up the Harrisburg left, past Garcia, who's whistled for a foul there, a tangle up between the two. Garcia, who had the blue card in the first quarter for a last man foul. That's just a common foul this time for the veteran defender. But a set piece opportunity for Harrisburg. Francis into the corner. Dos Santos looking to hold it up. Back out to Dom Francis wearing the armband for Harrisburg. All the way back to Hugo Silva. This one rolled out in front. Jesse Rivera there to pick it up. I was looking for Tavernese. 2 goals in the first half here for Tavernese. Rivera for Stankovic. He's got the opening tally in this one. 2 defenders on his back here in his own zone. Not where he would prefer to operate, but it breaks for him. Good work there from Robles. This one ahead for Laidley. Aros waiting at the back post. Laidley trying to use the boards to find him. And a 2v1 opportunity goes begging there, but it's a clearance out of play from Harrisburg. So a set piece coming for Texas, and O'Dwyer up off the bench to take control of the situation. He's got the latest Texas goal. Might size this one up, might look for a teammate. He rolls it to the left for Chavez. Shot in the traffic is blocked by Malcolm Harris. Aros past the defender who stays on his back. Aros off the boards, out in front. Ramallo restores the lead. And Chavez immediately over to congratulate him, but says, let's keep it calm, as this game has been swinging back and forth, but that's 2 in the half for Lucas Ramallo. And it's good work from Aros, who spins his defender, holds him off, uses the boards, and sets up his teammate, who smashes home his 3rd goal of the season. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half now. The lead back with the home side. The way this game is going, it may not be for long, as neither team has held a 2-goal lead. It's been seesawing back and forth here, and again, immediately from the kickoff, it's out in front for Yuri. A 2-goal lead would go a long way for either side if they could get one. Both of these teams have led at halftime this season. Texas did in their opening game against Empire. And Harrisburg fans won't want me to mention the game against Baltimore, in which they led 6-1 at half, managing to drop that one in overtime after a blast comeback. Chavez with a dart up the middle of the field, and the throw intended for him brings Silva out off his line to deal with it. Dwyer losing his footing, immediately back up. Harrisburg playing on the second night of a back-to-back here in the Metroplex after dropping a close one to the sidekicks last night. Here's Wright lining up a volleyed effort. Cleared away. Up the left side for Mike De Silva. De Silva holding off Laidley. Francis under pressure from Bennett. Texas just in a defensive posture here. They win it back on the yellow line, but Wright immediately back in possession. Francis over towards Malcolm Harris, the two captains for the Heat. Combining, now find Perry. This is the first ever meeting between these two teams, as Bennett just wears that one right to the face, shaking it off now. Too well positioned, probably, if you asked him. I'd rather not wear one to the face there, as that's a beautiful finish. Dominic Francis picks out the top corner, and no lead is safe today. It's 5-5 now as the Heat respond. And the one positive from an Outlaws perspective is they've continued to seesaw in front before allowing the Heat back into the game, as they do have the fresher legs between the two sides. I mentioned the back-to-back for the Heat playing yesterday, and you think that might start to figure the later this game goes on, especially with the intensity being played at now. Aros not whistled for a foul there against DiMatteo. Now Stankovic the other way. Stankovic with the shot, looking for the top corner. Saved by Silva. Silva ahead for Riley Yuri. Aros on his back this time. Aros is called for the foul. Similar situation. The official from across the way calls it. Tonight's crew chief, Jim Mills, and alongside him, Matt Rodman and Habib Hushman. Carlos De Dios, Giovanni Martinez, and Stephen Bartolome, your refereeing crew here in Mesquite tonight. 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's been a very exciting watch. 5-5, back and forth affair. Both teams looking to try and find a goal and a lead to take into the break. Arredondo stabs this one down the line for Rosales. He's got Stankovic in the middle, cuts inside onto his left foot. And the shot comfortable for Silva. Silva over to Shinfield. Pressure from Ramallo. Goes back to Silva, who's very emotive in goal for the Heat. Definitely lets his teammates know how he feels, as well as trying to dictate play from deep. De Silva loses possession and then fouls Steven Chavez. Here's Kyle Bennett up the right side. Final minute of the first half, and whistle goes in favor of the rookie. 17 shots to 12 so far in favor of Harrisburg. 5-5 your score. 4 goals for the Outlaws here in the second quarter. Robles lining up the free kick. Low drive into the middle, looking to create some chaos. Ramallo wins it back. Chavez gets a shot away and thought he was caught, maybe as he did. But no whistle for Chavez, who has a goal here in the first half. That ball is long gone. Somebody sent to go retrieve it. A lot of space around the floor itself here at the Mesquite Arena. Can make for an interesting scavenger hunt from time to time on a shot like that. From Chavez. A restart with 45 seconds to go. Silva ahead. Down the boards, finds DiMatteo. 2 defenders there to meet him. Aros trying to draw the foul, unable to do so. Deverenes there for help. And it looked like a wrestling move there from Aros with 30 seconds to play. He's whistled for the foul. A lot of physical contact for either side there. Sets up a set-piece opportunity, a chance maybe to grab the lead before halftime for Harrisburg. Harris rolls it out for Francis. Low shot blocked by Aros. And Francis drawing the foul from Moros. Haven't been keeping count of his individual foul count, but he does have to be careful here in the final seconds of the half. 2 quick ones for him there. Tavernese across for Arbeleas. Francis back to the number 2. Final 10 seconds. They have to look for a shot quickly. Francis does, into the middle, headed away by Deverenis. Final 3 seconds. Romalo needs to get this shot away. He does. Low effort off the boards. And a back and forth half is going to end all square here. 5-5 heading into the interval. And you'll want to stick around for this one. We've got 15 minutes before we're back in action for 30 more minutes of exciting MASL soccer here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be right back in 15 minutes for the second half. 5-5 is your score as the Harrisburg Heat putting up a fight here in Mesquite. We'll be right back for the second half in just a moment. Thursday, I'll be ready. I just didn't know we're going to do any on-camera stuff, so. We welcome you back here from the halftime break. 5-5 is your score. We've got plenty of highlights to take you and talk you through here from the Mesquite Arena. Harrisburg Heat and Texas Outlaws playing out a thrilling opening 30 minutes, and here's how it happened. David Stankovic getting the scoring started, continuing his point streak to start his MASL season. That one set up nicely by debutant Heritage Davis. And then Harrisburg were quick to respond at the other end. That one fired all the way through to Tavernese at the back post, who got his first of a couple in the first half. And then a little bit of a calamity of errors for the Texas Outlaws as Garcia puts Rivera in a bad spot, and Rivera makes the bad spot worse, giving up that one and the lead to the Heat. But then Outlaws able to respond to start the second quarter as a clearance arrived for Texas, and again going the other way, Steven Chavez doing it all himself, past two defenders and rifling one into the top corner. Quickly followed up by his teammate Lucas Ramallo, who goes from his own half here uncontested and fires the shot into the bottom corner this time, giving a lead to Texas. Quickly though, responding at the other end, Tavernese again, his second goal, tied it up at 3. As the seesaw went back and forth, and O'Dwyer getting a little bit nifty with it, past one defender, poking it into the bottom corner, even as he's fouled. That'd be an and one in maybe a different indoor sport, but not out here. Which makes it 4-3. 4-4 came for De Silva, and believe it or not, we still got 2 more goals to show you. The go-ahead goal for Texas, set up by Arose, finished off by Ramallo. 2 goals and a half for him. But the lead wasn't to be into the break, as Harrisburg again able to respond. De Silva, some good hold-up play, eventually setting up Francis from the left side of the arc. Left-footed shot, back of the net, and 5-5 is your score here as we're just about set to resume play for the second 30 minutes in the Mesquite Arena. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on MASL TV. You can get all the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Of course, follow the Outlaws on all platforms as well, and subscribe today right here to the MASL TV YouTube channel, where there'll be game broadcasts, rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more. 3 games across the league tonight here on the YouTube channel. It's the first of a tasty slate of action in the arena. Just about set to resume play here as Harris drops it off. Harrisburg now moving from right to left in the orange and black. The Outlaws moving from left to right in the all-white, and immediately into the attack. Francis catches it, but Rivera outside of his area. You could see his reaction. He didn't think so. But it sets up an opportunity here, and a blue card comes out for a last man handball. Have to consult the replay to really take a look at it. I'm sure Coach Puskarich would like to see it as well before maybe throwing the red flag. But not how they wanted to start the half. taking his time, hoping for another look at it. It looks like the challenge flag stays in the pocket here. No replay shown in the arena just yet. But up off the bench, Alexis Hernandez, another shootout opportunity for Dominic Francis, who was denied in the first half from this type of situation. Francis against Hernandez, up off the bench this time. Francis able to score. And that'll bring Rivera straight out of the box. But an unforced error there gives Harrisburg the perfect start to the second half. And everybody involved on the Texas side frustrated with that one, but plenty of time to make it right, as we saw in the first half. Going back and forth. Stankovic drops this one off to Aros. Tries to go long. De Silva in the way. Chavez put under pressure by Yuri, and Yuri now in on goal. Rivera, again, has to be careful with the small area there as Chavez sends that one straight out of play. But the defensive clearance will restart things for Harrisburg from the yellow line. From the top of the arc, sorry. That's Harris has the ball in hand. 6-5 lead on his side. Texas back at even strength as the blue card power play went away. As Francis fires into the crowd, blocked by Stankovic. Blue card penalty ended immediately as they scored the shootout. Here's Tavernese in the corner. Harris, corner of the box, gets the shot away. Robles dribbling through his own box, ill-advised. Works out for him this time as Laidley lifted it past one defender, but an unkind bounce goes out of play. Not the first minute that Coach Ed Puskarich would have wanted to start this half. Plenty of soccer left to be played here in Mesquite. Harrisburg, though, with the momentum on their side. It's dropped off for Anthony Wright. Miscue on the pass that time from Favila, who had a goal and an assist in that 5-goal opening half. Francis dispossessed. Famune just keeps possession here as Francis goes down. No contact around him. Looks like he's holding his ankle or calf area, and that's a concern for Harrisburg. One of their leaders is down on the turf. A couple of goals today already. A 9-season veteran. Francis maybe starting to feel the effects of this back-to-back. He's going to limp off to be replaced. Penny for Pat Healy's thoughts. He's going to have to replace his captain now. Famune to Arredondo, who started the game. Didn't get a ton of action, though, in the first half. Bennett towards O'Dwyer. Flicked up into the air and claimed by Silva. Bennett putting the pressure on all the way up to the goalkeeper. Now in retreat. As it's dumped forward for Di Matteo, and the foul goes against Ramallo. Ramallo couldn't believe it. Also a little surprised it was just a common foul, if indeed they deemed it illegal contact, because he was the only man back for Texas. Ramallo, 2 goals for him in the first half, commits the foul here, setting up an opportunity for Harrisburg. Harris on the approach into the corner. De Silva across the box, and the effort from Adriano dos Santos well off the mark. And the very experienced defender, Adriano dos Santos, 15 seasons in total for him. Couldn't make the right connection on that one. This one chipped into the corner. Nice weight on it from Pantone. Out of play. Last touch off of Texas. Restart play with Tavernese across to Dos Santos. Those two each individually with more experience than the combined roster of Texas today, who are without some of their key contributors away at the Kings League World Cup. And Garcia's gone down away from the play. Wants a foul, won't get it. Instead, it's a 2-goal lead for Harrisburg as Panton is on site to put that one away. This might be one where Coach Puskarich would look to challenge if he thought there was a foul on Garcia. But again, no indication he's going to toss the red flag. And we resume play. Now a 2-goal lead, the first of the game, believe it or not. And it belongs to the visitors, 7-5 here in the second half. Second halves have been difficult for Texas so far in this season. That's where they saw their lead against Empire slip away to what was ultimately a comfortable win for the Strikers. Games in Chihuahua, they had some good moments, particularly in the first half of the first game. They got it to 4-3 before both games ended rather lopsided. Now looking to add another goal to the advantage. Harris taken down by Aros cleanly, says the referee. And Davies crashes into the boards and the blue card comes out. Anthony Wright heads to the box and it'll be a power play opportunity for the Outlaws. They're 1 for 4 on the season. Their 1 goal coming here in the opener against Empire, courtesy of Eric Macias, who's one of those not here today. O'Dwyer will take control. Look to pick out a teammate here in Garcia. Chavez on the yellow line. This blue card brought to you by Activate Canopy, reminding you that you can't do that. Anthony Wright. He waits in the box as the Outlaws look to build up here. O'Dwyer, nice weight on the pass. Back to him from Chavez, rolled across for Garcia, looking for the top corner. Stankovic redirects it. Second effort, again from Garcia, off target. They're just hammering the boards above the goal. 3 efforts, none of them finding the back of the net. Momentum building, though, for the Outlaws. Just over a minute remaining in the power play. Chavez, Stankovic lurking out in front. O'Dwyer finds Famune at the back post, off the boards, nobody home in the middle. And De Silva will dribble clear, keep possession as long as he can before he just dumps that one. O'Dwyer back on it now for Texas. So close to the power play goal they're looking for moments ago. This one's straight out of play. And it'll be a restart from the side. Appeals for it to be at the top of the arc, and it will be. No indication from the referees, but it will be a defensive clearance straight out of play. And O'Dwyer from the top of the arc, looking to make his mark here on the approach. Low shot finds the back of the net. Hugo Silva wrong-footed, and O'Dwyer with his second of the day gets Texas back into the game. The Outlaws now 2 for 2 on the power play here at home. And O'Dwyer a big part of that. From the free kick here, spotted a space, he could pick it out right through the legs of the wall. And that's a nutmeg, and that's why Hugo Silva is furious. You see O'Dwyer sizing up the options left and right, just walks up to it, through the legs, back of the net. 7-6 now your score. And past the Rose out in front. Tavernese blocked off the line. And an almost instant response, repelled, at least for the moment, by Texas. And that one cannons back off of Silva, who's going to have to get back quickly here, as the ball didn't emerge in time for Texas to do anything about it. Yellow card goes to the bench. An activate canopy, yellow card, bench warning for the visitors. Adriano dos Santos will serve it. Looks like it was for dissent. They won't play a man light for the yellow card offense. Momentum stays though with Texas, looking to find an equalizing goal. Famune wrapped up on the boards there. Chavez back to Aros. Into the corner, looking for Bennett. Cleared away by Anthony Wright. He's out of the box. Been a difficult game for him. He's at fault for one of the goals in the first half as well. Here's Famune. Past Francis, who's back out there after that non-contact injury a few minutes ago. Good to see he's stayed involved. Off to the bench now. Silva receives it back. De Silva matched up with Ramallo. A bit of a size mismatch there. Ramallo with some words for him after he released it. Aros to Yuri. Nice dart up the left. Yuri gets the shot away, saved by Rivera. Bennett back into trouble, gets a foot on the ball. And now Ramallo really nowhere to go. Arbeláez dribbles clear for Harrisburg, who hold a slim advantage here in the third quarter. Yuri, pass one, tripped up from behind by Arredondo. Former University of Vermont forward, Yuri wins the foul. National champions, University of Vermont. Shinfield and Perry, the duo at the back at the moment for the Heat. Now into the corner for Tavarese, who's on a hat trick here. On the turn, looking for Harris. Couldn't keep it. Down the wall for Ramallo, drop of the shoulder. Tavarese retreating, has to be wary of him. Finds Deverinis. Famune wanted it back. Deverinis tries to go long. It's blocked though. And Panton battling in the corner. 2v2 now in the scrum. Referee gets up and out of there as Famune dribbles clear. And now Rosales goes the other way. He's been bright in his MASL debut today. Set back for Deverinis. Rolled with the sole of the foot. Over to Famune. Here's a shot from distance, just off to the right from Davies. Rosales now down into the corner. Texas and Harrisburg both looking for their first win of the season. It's the start of a 3-game homestand this week for the Outlaws. They'll host Dallas on Thursday, and then the Wave will be in town on Saturday. All of those games here on MASL TV, starting at 7:05 p.m. Central. Whistle goes against Harrisburg. Attacking set piece coming as Rosales able to win the free kick. Rosales on the sprint to make the change. Stankovic going to line this one up, just fires it in off of Favilla. That was a painful one, I'm sure, for the El Paso, Texas native making the block. Here's Laidley. Laidley looking for a lane to shoot. Rolled over for Aros. Chavez onto his right foot. Across to Robles. Harrisburg pinned in their own zone here. Laidley, 1-against-1, throws a step over onto the left foot, off the boards. Taken down off the chest by Francis. And a late tackle and a blue card goes against Chavez. Excessive force on that one will send Steven Chavez to the box, the 28-year-old. Not happy with the call. That blue card brought to you by Activate Canopy. Not one that the Outlaws wanted to take here as they were building momentum, trying to get back into the game. It's a penalty kill now. They've been unsuccessful technically on 2 occasions so far. One of them was the shootout for Francis, sorry. 6:17 to play in the quarter. 2 minutes will be down a man for the Outlaws if they can kill the penalty. Haven't seen Jake Dingler in the second half. That's a big loss for Harrisburg. He's usually out there in these situations. Here's Bennett, maybe a chance to break shorthanded. Laidley in the center circle, just runs into too many defenders to deal with. Favilla out to his right. Francis, cross, second effort, finds the roof of the net. And Dom Francis has a hat trick. They might lose him to injury earlier in the game, but he's up and making an impact here, making it 8-6 in the third. Eight goals on the season now for the Huddersfield, England native. 136 in his long MASL career. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Head to MASLsoccer.com, and there you'll find plenty of information about the MASL All-Star Game heading to Utica, New York on February 12, 2025. The team has been announced, but there are opportunities to vote in your Texas Outlaws, so make sure to head to MASLsoccer.com, make your voice heard, and send one of the Outlaws to Utica to take place in that showpiece event. David Ortiz has already been named to the team, although due to the Kings League World Cup, he hasn't made an appearance so far for the Outlaws. They missed the first game with suspension carrying over from last year, so they've been missing their leader, their captain, for now the opening 4 games. But he'll be at the All-Star Game, and you can help one of his teammates join him there with the fan vote for the All-Star Game on MASLsoccer.com. Concern maybe about one of the boards in particular. They might have to take a look at that. The quarter break. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the third. 2-goal lead for the Heat. Shown some real resilience here as Texas spent a majority of the first half out in front. And with the Heat playing on the second night of a back-to-back, you feel the tired legs might start to set in. The likes of Dingler not playing here in the second half, maybe because of that. Famune sends it clear. Stankovic looking to make a nuisance of himself. Robles in the press alongside Stankovic. Whistle goes against Ramallo. Harris helped up to his feet by the official, and we resume play. Rashawn Panton across to Harris. Harris towards the back post where Tavernese was waiting. Cleared away. Panton to right. Arbolea surveying his options. He's got Silva making his way forward in support. Panton trying to receive it off the boards. Arredondo retrieves it, but Panton wins it back. Favilla in the corner. Favilla cut back towards Panton. His shot wide. Tavernese retrieves it on the follow-up. Tavernese just working his way up the boards. Eventually breaks for Rivera. Goal before the break would do a lot for the momentum swing here. Famune looking to make that happen. Off the boards, Bennett there lurking, but Silva able to cover it up. Down into the corner. De Silva uses the boards, gets it out in front. Harris there. Famune well positioned. Now Davies ahead for Bennett. Out off his line, Silva with the all-important intervention there. Bennett looking for a debut goal. Here's O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer head up, lofts it in towards Bennett. Off the boards. And is shielded away from right. Does enough to get it back for Deverinis. Deverinis along the boards. Bennett gets a foot to it. It's Silva again able to cover it up. It's been strong here in this third quarter. Former teammate of Dwayne Laidley on the Outlaws side, back with the Florida Tropics. O'Dwyer, Deverinis, just about able to keep it and then cuts past one. The retreating defender, Zach Perry, though, wins it back for Harrisburg. Francis, the first to a hat trick in this game. It's been full of goals. He makes the run here as this one skips out of play. Last touch off of Harrisburg. Be restarted by the Outlaws and Suriel Arroz. Pass to Rivera. He tries to go long, but that one gets up into the scoreboard. And that means it's a dead ball out of play. And a restart from the yellow line for the Heat. Adriano Dos Santos back out there after his yellow card earlier. He's going to line up the shot here. Right-footed effort blocked away by Robles. Laidley ahead for Stankovic. Two runners at the back post. Stankovic fires it off the boards. Laidley takes it down. Bicycle kick effort. Wide a goal. Went for the spectacular there. Stankovic looking for something on the follow-up. Francis goes down. Last touch was off Texas out of play. Laidley trying to give the fans something to really cheer about with the bicycle kick attempt there. Been really impressed with Damian Rosales, who kind of made that play happen there. He's going to have to retreat, though, as going the other way. Yuri runs into Rivera. Goalkeeper does well to cover it up. And now Ramallo past Harris at midfield. Squares up right, hacked down. No foul, says the referee. Goalkeeper Silva up against it now in the corner with two Outlaws players around him, and the flag is out. Unsurprisingly so. Coach Puskaric. Referee had a much better view of it than me, but we'll have to consult the replay before making any hasty judgments, but that's just what the referees will do as they head across to take a look at it. Ramallo may have drawn a blue card here if this ends up being a foul. We'll see. Either way, you think it might end up on under review. If you disagree with the call tonight, you might just see it on MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanco and MASL head referee Ryan Seguici. Catch it every Friday on YouTube. This play may very well be featured. We'll see what the referees decide. A foul or not on Ramallo, and then from there, blue card or not, last man or not. We've seen two shootouts for last man fouls go against Texas today. I think rightfully so. No complaints with those, but maybe a chance for that type of situation going the other way. You can see the referees in conversation as we get a look at it now. Ramallo past the yellow line. It's right, the player in question. And is there going to be enough contact think Wright he's been involved in a few of these situations. He's already been carded. You can see his initial reaction was that there was no contact, and I don't think that the angle that the referees are going to have is going to be much help in deciding whether or not there was a foul. Without any disrespect meant to Lucas Romalo, I think he is trying to buy a foul. That doesn't negate the possibility that there was contact. Here's a more zoomed in look at it. And you can see the referee coming into the picture, immediately saying no foul. He had a good view of it. Was there enough of a look to overturn this? We'll get a word here from the officials. No foul, no blue card is the signal. And immediately Wright asking for a simulation warning. You can see he's making this symbol with his hands of a dive. But it was a big opportunity. You understand why Coach Puskaric threw the flag there. A chance to maybe swing the momentum back with a power play or even a shootout opportunity, but not given. And ultimately, I think you would have needed an angle from the opposite side, which we just don't have, to determine if there was contact or not. From this side, the view is always going to be worse than the official who was there in live action. But Texas will restart with the ball nonetheless. Final minute and change of the third. Trailing by 2 as Harrisburg come out strong here in this second half. Romalo now past 1. Romalo lines up the right-footed shot off the hands of Silva and out of play. Romalo showing a good burst there. Remember, fresher legs for the Outlaws as the Heat played last night. Haven't really seen that come into play. Romalo showing a good burst there, maybe past some tired legs. From the corner now. Robles sets up Chavez, top corner once again. Steven Chavez, the sharpshooter today for Texas. And it's game on as we close in on the fourth quarter. See the conversation there in the corner. Romalo runs away from it. Robles turns back, sets up Chavez, who sees the lane to shoot, and puts it really the only place it wouldn't have been saved by Hugo Silva. And that's off the post and in the top corner. Back to a one-goal game. Stankovic on the turn. Whistled for a foul, and a little bit of afters there as the two players got tangled up. Stankovic, who opened the scoring with his 5th MASL goal today. Haven't seen a ton of him since. He had one shot headed off the crossbar. He's claiming he was being held there. The former Ouachita Baptist standout, originally out of Wiley High School. 41 seconds to play. Tavernese battling with Aros. Help coming from O'Dwyer. Another scrum in the corner. Aros. Clearance breaks for Harrisburg. Now Davies. Tangled up with Zach Perry. He's got Stankovic running ahead of him. Davies going to try and use his speed. Scamper up the line, and he does. Davies now off the boards. Finds Stankovic. Final 20 seconds of the quarter. Robles to Davies, who's impressed in his debut. O'Dwyer into Stankovic. Final 5 seconds. They need a shot. Towards the back post, bicycle kick looking opportunity. And that would have been some conclusion to the third as Davgima Famune with the second overhead kick attempt for the Outlaws in the quarter. But they'll take the momentum into the break. That last goal scored by Steven Chavez breathing life back into the home side. 8-7 Harrisburg is your score. We'll be right back for the final 15 minutes here on MASL TV. Welcome back to the fourth quarter, where games are won and lost here at the Mesquite Arena. 8-7 Harrisburg is your score. And the kickoff set piece drawn up didn't quite go to plan there. It's all the way back to Rivera, whose clearance is blocked out of play. Texas, who bounced back from a difficult start to the third quarter, to get it back within one, courtesy of Steven Chavez there at the end. We'll now have 15 minutes to turn this deficit into a potential first win of the season and of Ed Puskarich's time in charge. First ever meeting between these two teams has been a fun one. 8-7 after 5-5 back and forth first half. This one is far from over. It's into Stankovic. No foul as Arbelayes went to ground. Robles steps in the way. Chavez with De Silva on his back has to deal with it. De Silva again shielding it away from Robles. Good work there from Mike De Silva, who's got a goal today. And plenty of thankless work as the target player for Harrisburg. Jake Dingler not involved in this second half, the star rookie for the Heat. Haven't seen him since the break. And pretty much the top line of the Outlaws not involved today at all, as they're away in Italy for the Kings League World Cup and Team USA duties. Some new names stepping up. Steven Chavez is wearing the armband for Coach Puskarich. He's got 2 goals. Familiar face in Dominic Francis for the Heat has a hat trick. And Romalo with 2 goals of his own as well. Thinking about a shot here. Tries to leave it for Chavez, who's flying into a tough challenge. Chavez gets the shot away right at Silva. Quick nod there between Dos Santos and Chavez. Dos Santos has put plenty of challenges like that in over his long career in the arena. Yuri nearly got past Chavez, who did enough to reach back and make the tackle. Famune runs into right, cuts it across for Favilla. Off the outside of the left foot, back to Dos Santos. Possession controlled by the Heat. Silva goes long, dumped into the corner. Deflected out in front, claimed comfortably by Jesse Rivera. Now launches it long. Bennett trying to hold it up. Shinfield on his back. Does well. O'Dwyer flicks it through. Bennett will give chase. Bennett gets a foot to it, but it breaks comfortably that time for Silva. Villa ahead forward to Silva. Quick check of the shoulder from Panton. He lurks out in front as the shot comes in from Favilla. Bounces out of play. Texas ball. 12 minutes to play. Quick line change for the Outlaws. Deverenis looks up, really only has Rivera as an option. Left-footed ball ahead for Stankovic. Quickly got accustomed to the physicality of the MASL. David Stankovic introduced himself with 2 goals against Empire. Rosales, one of 3 players making his MASL debut for Texas today, here in Game 4 of the season. He put the pressure on Silva, who goes along the boards towards Tavernese. Aros battling with Arbelayez in the corner, comes away with it. And now Rosales leads the charge with Stankovic for support, looking for a lane to find a teammate. Rosales goes with the low shot. Stankovic wanted it passed off the boards. Now it's a sprint up the other end. Harris closed down by Famune. Davies in retreat at the back post. Good defending there from Harry Davies. Favilla lifted up into the air. Davies again defending. No foul. A sliding tackle there is clean one, according to the referee from Di Matteo. Eventually sent clear. Stankovic again battling for any scraps he can find. Wins it back here. Nice pass off the boards. Davies doing the running. Rosales waits at the back post. Low shot. Maybe again would have been better off the boards as Rosales was making the right run. But those 2 MASL rookies making their debut. Nice headed attempt that time from Yuri on the long ball from the goalkeeper. That's the type of thing that comes with experience in these MASL games, knowing when to take the shot, when to fire it off the boards. Experience, one of the things having to be gained on the fly for this Texas Outlaws team. Yuri, a shot on the follow-up, on the spin, looking for a third effort. Now Famune can't find a teammate. Nothing really coherent in terms of attacking play here in the 4th quarter so far for Texas. And Harrisburg take a lot of credit for that. Here's Panton. Pass 1, Panton, low shot saved by Rivera at full stretch. He's only just now able to get back to his feet. Tavernese, nice flick around the corner for Harris. Rivera says it's a dive. The referee says it's a foul. And that means the card is out for the 2nd time tonight against Jesus Rivera. And no challenge flag this time for Coach Puskaric, who used it earlier, trying to get a blue card against Harrisburg. This will be a penalty kick and a blue card, and the 2nd action of the game for Alexis Hernandez after his first action was conceding from the shootout. It won't be a penalty, it'll be a free kick. The Outlaws will at least be able to start the penalty kill with a wall in front of this shot incoming. It'll be set up by Alexis Hernandez, playing in his 3rd game in the MASL. The activate canopy blue card goes to Rivera. So Texas reduced to 5. And a set piece to defend here from just outside the box. Shot blocked by the wall. As both Rivera and Stankovic are now across in the penalty box. Shot towards the top corner, just off target. A goal here would really kill the momentum Texas has been able to build. Only been able to kill one penalty in 6 attempts this season. Into the corner, De Silva. Harris. It won't arrive for Harris. Instead, it's Laidley going the other way. Laidley with De Silva on his back. Draws the foul. Late whistle there from the referee after some good running from Dwayne Laidley. Jamaican had his eyes on a shorthanded goal, but he'll take this set piece opportunity. A chance for possession for Texas. Rose to Rosales. Rosales to Laidley. Difficult one to deal with there for Laidley. He loses out. Now Dom Francis past Arredondo. Francis already a hat trick today. Trips on the ball. Oh, I thought he tripped on the ball. The referee says a free kick. Awarded to Francis. With just over a minute to go in the penalty. Malcolm Harris surveying, rolls it across towards Dom Francis, saved on the initial one. Follow-up effort. Joey Tavernese with a hat trick. Muted celebrations for the veteran forward. Up to 12 goals on the season in just 7 games. That experience, that know-how really coming into play there. He just knows where to be, particularly in those man advantage situations. Coach Rusirich going to take a timeout. We'll take it with him here. 8:21 to go in the fourth. This game far from over, but it's Harrisburg in front 9-7 from Mesquite, Texas. Corner. Eventually hooked away as we've got 8 minutes to go here in the fourth. 2-goal lead for Harrisburg. Rivera put under pressure. Outlaws needing a fourth quarter surge Stankovic off the boards, looking for Chavez out in front. That one cushioned back to Hugo Silva. And man down for the Heat is Josh DiMatteo. Coach Puskarich will be happy to take the timeout, although we've just come out of a timeout as DiMatteo's up to his feet. Both coaches back to the bench. The effects of this back-to-back starting to wear on the Harrisburg Heat. Can they make this 2-goal advantage last? As we will indeed head into a timeout. And just as we were back, we will once again step aside, and then we'll have the final 7 minutes and 35 seconds of the fourth quarter. Harrisburg 9, Texas 7, here on MASL TV. We'll restart play with Harrisburg ball here, 9-7 in front. Visitors, like the Outlaws, looking for their first win of the 2024-25 season. One of these teams will come out with their first tally in the victory column. As it stands, Harrisburg in control. Texas looking for a fourth quarter push after a seesawing first half. The Heat in control in the third quarter and much of the fourth as well. Hugo Silva goes long, straight out of play on that one. Past the other line, so they'll restart play from where it went out. Penalties really have killed Texas today. They had a decent discipline record in their opening 3 games, but 4 penalties and 4 goals given up today. Tavernese and Francis really taking advantage of those opportunities. Renee going too quickly there for the referee's liking. Those unforced errors have really cost Texas in what has been another encouraging attacking display, even in the absence of some of their key contributors like David Ortiz, who's yet to make his season debut. Vic Moore-Leagueway, the experienced forward. Stankovic continued his point streak with the opening goal tonight. So he still have something in the tank here in the fourth. Hermalo, who's got 2 goals, couldn't find a teammate, looking for Kyle Bennett. Possession turns over to the Heat. Down into the corner for Favilla. Favilla cutting back against Romalo, who dribbles clear with possession. Now stabs it ahead for Kyle Bennett. Kyle Bennett out in transition, cuts onto his left foot, low shot. Covered up by Hugo Silva. Bennett still looking for that maiden MASL goal. Silva rolls it ahead. Famune with the last touch. Quick change. Stankovic back out, as well as Aros. Both teams catch their breath here as they track down the loose ball. O'Dwyer going to force them to go forward with it. And a loose touch goes straight out of play for Di Matteo, who's back involved after going down with that injury a couple minutes ago. Aros rolls it across to Rivera. Not quite in desperation time, but it's got to be soon as Rosales is on the dribble. Across his own goal, pressured by Favilla. Gives up possession to Dos Santos. Davies showing a lot of strength there up against Di Matteo. Davies backing his man down. Turns over possession. Rivera, big save. And Robles can send it clear. Stankovic, foot race. And Hugo Silva put that one into the sweet level as the challenge flag comes out on the Harrisburg bench. Pat Healy tosses the red out onto the carpet. Wasn't immediately obvious to me what for in that build-up. With 5:44 remaining here in the fourth, we'll head into another instant replay. Another play that may pop up on Under Review with Ryan Sigic and Phil Lavanco every Friday on YouTube now. The MASL TV channel where you're watching right now. You can tune in every Friday as they break down those controversial moments from across the league. Across the league later on today, we've got the Tacoma Stars on the road at the Empire Strikers. And the Chihuahua Savage out in San Diego. That will be a big matchup, always one to watch when the Savage and Sockers do battle. Savage, of course, taking two against Texas just before the new year, and then putting a hammering on the Tacoma Stars. They're just a different beast down at Corner Sport Arena in Chihuahua. And they are the unbeaten early leaders here in the 24-25 season. There's the sliding tackle from Rosales. And if that's what they're investigating, I don't really see enough contact to overturn the no call. And after review, the decision on the floor stands no foul. And Pat Healy, just like Ed Puskaric earlier in the game, unsuccessful with his challenge. Will not get another opportunity. Felt like a bit of a weird use unless we missed something. Sixth attacker is out, and it's Billy O'Dwyer. Under 6 minutes to go. In search of the next goal, but immediately possession coughed up. And debate here with Adriano Dos Santos and the referee as to who should get the ball back here. And Pat Healy is beside himself. He's going to get an explanation from the officials. Without a replay, I'm not sure what the debate is, but Dos Santos, Hugo Silva, two really experienced players in the indoor game, are sure that it should be a top-of-the-box restart for the Heat. As it stands, though, it's O'Dwyer with the ball in his hands. 5:38 to play. Coach Puskaric pulling the goalkeeper. O'Dwyer launching it long with the throw. Garcia wins the header. Famune can't keep it. O'Dwyer on the retreat. De Silva fires the low shot off the boards. The risk reward here of the sixth attackers. O'Dwyer goes long. They really need possession to take advantage of that extra attacking player. So far, no sustained possession for Texas. Long ball goes straight out of play from Zach Perry. And now maybe a chance for O'Dwyer to get at the controls and build up an attack here for Texas. Who need the next goal, and they need it pretty quickly. O'Dwyer goes long. Famune wins the header. Famune, acrobatics once again, misses everything that time, and it's headed back to the keeper. Third overhead kick attempt we've seen in the second half from the Outlaws side. And I have to say, I applaud the effort. I mean, I'd love to see one of them come off. Perry rolls down the boards. Possession turns over to Texas, and Chavez, who's got 2 goals today, glides past one defender. Dropped off for Famune. Famune shields it away, and now O'Dwyer finally into the attack as the 6th attacker. Across for Mitchell Garcia. Famune in the corner. Harrisburg forced into the defensive posture really for the first time. 5 behind the ball in this 4th quarter. O'Dwyer off the boards looking for Stankovic. Rides the boards down into the corner. And O'Dwyer sent to go retrieve it. 4 minutes to play now. Still a 2-goal lead for the visitors as O'Dwyer picks it up. Chavez to the experienced midfielder who can't touch it, playing as the goalkeeper here until he advances past halfway. Only 1 touch per build-up. Chavez chops it back. They are now into the attacking half, and O'Dwyer gets involved. O'Dwyer in towards Kyle Bennett, nodded across. Really good work there as he's out there with Stankovic for the first time. O'Dwyer picks up the loose ball. Ramallo across to Bennett. Top corner, game on! Kyle Bennett with his maiden MASL goal gives life to the Outlaws fans here. 9-8. And the 6th attacker gamble pays off. They need 1 more, but this is a good start as Ramallo finds Bennett, who leaning back is able to pick out the top corner and mark his debut with a crucial goal. Pat Healy takes a timeout, still in the lead, but with an impassioned speech to his team here. You can see the precision on the finish, the roof of the net from Kyle Bennett. We mentioned his highlight of his career really came in the Open Cup on the outdoor field earlier in the season when he scored for 4-0 SC, the amateur side, knocking off MLS Next Pro side, Austin FC 2. He got the crucial equalizing goal in that one. He's got Texas 1 away from equalizing here in his debut in the arena. With a lovely top corner finish. The 6th attacker lineup with both Stankovic and Kyle Bennett, the 2 target forwards, out there together, immediately paying dividends. Harrisburg, the quicker the 2 teams to retake the turf. Coach Busquera just talking it over with his men in search of his first win with his new team. So many players learning the indoor game on the fly for the Outlaws this season. Bennett is one of them. This first ever game. What a moment for him. Can they make it count? Go on, find the equalizing goal. The energy is back in the building as the kickoff to restart play will be taken by Malcolm Harris. .326 to play. Rivera back in net for the Outlaws, who are debating something about the lineup they've got out there with Famune. And potentially when they'll get O'Dwyer back out there as the 6th attacker. They'll need to get possession, potentially take a timeout, or just establish enough of the ball for Rivera to make the long sprint across to his bench. Defending to do here, though, as Harrisburg keeps possession. Francis from the other line, back to right. Perry on the dribble, goes long. Famune pops up on him, wins the header. And the second header as well. Now Chavez shields it just on the edge of the center circle. Ramallo, nice drop of the shoulder, pass one. Ramallo lines up the shot, just got under that one. Good effort from the Brazilian. O'Dwyer's back out in net, even in a defensive moment. With 2:42 to go, the gamble's paid off once. Coach Buceric's going to roll the dice again. Bennett, who just scored, back out there alongside Stankovic. Throw from Silva for Favilla. Bennett closes down right. Dos Santos back to Silva, who crosses the yellow line and goes long. Well-placed pass finds Favilla. 2:21 to go. Outlaws in search of an equalizer. I have to say, Harrisburg doing a good job of just maintaining possession, taking the sting out of it, but as you say that, ball given away, down the boards for Bennett. Can't keep it after the first touch, and Yuri goes down. Bennett protesting that he didn't make contact. But Yuri draws the important foul with just about 2 minutes to play. Adriano Dos Santos playing more minutes in the absence of Jake Dingler, who hasn't been involved in the second half for Harrisburg. Now going the other way. Laidley into the corner. Laidley tries to use the boards, just didn't get the bounce he expected there off the McClendon Moore logo. Bennett and Chavez were waiting in the middle. Minute 39 to go. Last touch off Dos Santos, who goes across for a change after a long shift there. That slides Harris back into a defensive position with Dom Francis back out for Harrisburg. O'Dwyer back in as the sixth attacker for Texas. Ramallo back to the boards. Fires it back across to O'Dwyer. Now Ramallo, 2 goals to his name in the first half. Into the corner for Garcia. Garcia's cross misses everybody. Minute 15 to play. Garcia goes across for a change. Aros back out there. Texas playing shorthanded. Harrisburg playing on short rest. Final minute. The climax of this one. Ramallo closes down Hugo Silva. Fires it down the boards. O'Dwyer waits as the goalkeeper. The sixth attacker for Texas. As Chavez wins it back. Now fights his way up the line. Here's O'Dwyer. Down into the corner, goes long, just misses the boards by a few inches. 51 seconds to play. Rivera may well come back out after this timeout. Coach Buceric's going to talk it over and give his top line a chance to catch their breath. 51 seconds to play, trailing by 1. Harrisburg have been in a lot of games like this season. They haven't managed to come out on top in any of them. I mentioned they dropped a 6-1 lead to Baltimore, but all of their games, with the exception of one road game in Utica, have been 3 goals or less in terms of the final deficit. A few of them have been a 1-goal game, and that's where this one's heading. Coach Buceric looking to pick the right equation here, the right combination of players to find an equalizing goal, potentially get some free soccer going for the fans in attendance at the Mesquite Arena. The score ends up tied at the end of the fourth. An overtime period will be conducted of 10 minutes or a golden goal. Texas with under a minute to try and force that. And the clearance from Dos Santos cannons off the scoreboard, giving an opportunity to Texas from the yellow line. O'Dwyer, the sixth attacker, will line up to take it. The free kick goal already today. Rolls it for Chavez. Chavez through traffic. Blocked away. Garcia retrieves it. 45 seconds to go. Garcia to Chavez. Back to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer down the corner to Bennett. Bennett off the boards. Covered up by Silva. Will take his time as much as he can before launching it out to Harris. Harris loses out to O'Dwyer. Leaves the net empty. Final charge here for Texas. O'Dwyer into the attacking half. Across for Mitchell Garcia on his favorite left foot. Sets back for O'Dwyer. 10 seconds to go. Through traffic, O'Dwyer gets under it. And that should do it. A valiant effort from both sides today. Two sides looking for their first win of the season. And it looks like it will be Harrisburg who comes up in the win column. As the buzzer sounds, 9-8 is your final. A back and forth, frenetic affair. Goals aplenty. Ultimately, it's the Heat who come out on top. A hat trick from Dominic Francis and Joey Tavernese, key in the victory. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Sunday. Just the first of 3 games across the MASL. Tune in on MASL TV for some of that West Coast action later today. But for now, we will be back in action here at the Mesquite Arena on Thursday, 7:05 kickoff against the Dallas Sidekicks. Tune in or come out to the match. You can grab your tickets at texasoutlaws.com or tune in here on MASL TV. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ryan Figger. It's been a pleasure to take you through the action. 9-8 Harrisburg, your final score tonight.